With another Sunday Bam. Now today we go get into the so-called Moses that you see right here, so-called, and the so-called 10 Commandment. We go break down that and get into it, as you can see right here. Now, I'm going to give you a so-called part of the movie that they give you with the 10 Commandment and the so-called documentary mixed up, because what you got to understand, people, the moving part, the so-called motion part of the story right here is more convincing to the masses. If you notice, that 10 Commandment movie is real big, produced by Hollywood. People never understand. Those are all made up stories for the masses. And we go get into the so-called 10 Commandment and break it down. Let's start right here. Let's get in it. And as you can see, what they're portraying right here is the so-called Moses going to the so-called Mount Sinai to actually see God, and God go speak to him. Let's watch. And if you notice, people, it said 3116 right there, all coding. That's what you need to get, people. And they're showing you that this right here is actually real from the Exodus right there. So you're actually going to see this right here, people. The same story that they give you on TV in the 10 Commandment is actually in the Bible. Okay, so let's watch it. And this is how they show you God right here, a so-called burning bush. People never get it, man. It's just fantasy for the people. You never understand who God's speaking to in these times. Why God stopped speaking to people. You better wake your ass up. It's nothing but trash. Storybook style. There you go, people. All fantasy they give you in the Bible. Let's see. And if you know this, people, this stick right here, you never understand. The same thing Disney gave you with the so-called magic wands with the princesses. You understand? It's the same shit they got right here with the Moses, with the so-called rod. What do you think it is, people? It's the same thing as a magic wand, so-called a rod given to him by God. It's nothing but fake they give the people. Fantasy. There you go, people. One of the only men that get to so-called talk with God. There you go, right there.
I am here. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground.
Yes, so you have to take off your shoes, because where you stand right now is holy ground. I told you, people, it's a mockery to the people who believe. That's what you need to get. This right here is a mockery. You understand? God talking to people to a so-called burning bush. Dumb on. There you go, people. This is what they sell you and you buy it.
I am the God of thy father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob.
You hear that? Called 3 names, people. That's the only people that God is the so-called father of. Wow. This is bullshit right here, people. 100% garbage. Storybook to fool the masses. And this is what molded your life for you right here. The so-called 10 Commandment. There you go right there.
Lord, why do you not hear the cries of their children in the bondage of Egypt?
And this is what a lot of people so-called asking in this satanic earth right here that we live in. Ask, why would God let all these bad things happen? And I already told you, the only question you need to ask is why these so-called satanic people control this earth. That's the question you need to ask, because it's not the Father himself. That's what you need to know. This earth is controlled by devil people. And of course, you make your bed. And of course, that's why we have to lie in it. No doubt about it.
I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt. And I have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows.
It's a reason why they run so many psyops in Egypt, people. That's what you need to know. They give you this right here. So-called people need to be free from Egypt. You see that? You need to wake your ass up, people. It's nothing but a hoax. Why you think they give you those pyramids in Egypt?
Therefore I will send thee, Moses, unto Pharaoh, that thou mayest bring my people out of Egypt.
Who am I, Lord, that you should send me?
And of course, people, always, who am I? Nothing but crap for the people. Don't believe in these fantasy people. It's just storyline to mow your life around, your garbage.
How can I lead this people out of bondage? What words can I speak that they will heed?
I will teach thee what thou wilt say.
Yes, God will teach you what you need to say. Right there, people. You believe it? Wow, so this Moses right here is so special that God get to talk to him, people. You believe that? Come on.
When thou hast brought forth the people, they shall serve me upon this mountain. I will put my laws into their hearts.
You see that? I would put my laws into their heart. And I told you already, people, if God was so-called making laws for people in this satanic earth, it wouldn't be going the way it's going. You understand what I'm saying, people? All the laws you get is for the satanic people who run this earth. They're the one who make their laws, yes, to match up what they got going on. That's what you need to know, people. What you think? You think it's God give you laws about these? We go get to this 10 commandment and show you that it is a hoax.
In their minds will I write them.
Go right
now. Therefore go, and I will be with thee.
But if I say to your children that the God of their fathers has sent me, they will ask, what is his name? And how shall I answer them?
I am that I am. Thou shalt say, I am hath sent me unto you.
You hear that, people? I am. And I told you already, in this devil earth, the I am is for them people, the devil people. That's what you need to know. Nothing but fakery they give the masses. And of course, if you follow it, you're automatically worshiping the devil without knowing. It's simple as that, people. That's what happened. There you go right there. Mount Cyanide. There you go, people. And like I say, they show you this movie right here and they tell you that yes, it is in Exodus right here. You understand? Pay attention. So this Moses right here, he never know God. Basically, you hear God have to tell him how much time, who he is. He don't know God, but God choose somebody who don't know him to basically do his work. It's bullcrap, people, 100%. And of course, he just be a believer right away. God just tell him, yes, it's me. I need you to do this. And he believe right away and ready to go. It's garbage, people. 100% foolishness. TV.
Look at his face.
He has seen God.
Of course, yes, he has seen God. Who is God? There you go, people.
Moses, your hair, your sandals.
I stood upon holy ground. Can you tell us, Moses? My eyes could not look upon him. Did he speak?
My eyes could not look up on him. Didn't see a person, but he couldn't look up on him. It's nothing but foolishness, people.
He revealed his word to my mind. And the word was God. Did he speak as a man? He is not flesh, but spirit. The light of eternal mind.
The light of eternal mind.
And I know that his light is in every man. Did he ask something of you?
See?
That I go to Egypt. You are God's messenger. He has set the day of deliverance. I will get water and bread that we may leave at once.
Wow.
But Egypt...
It is foolishness, people. No doubt about it. All of these stories that you get from the Bible is fantasy. No different from a comic book. Bam.
And the Lord said unto...
What they show you right there? 3 pyramids right there. And pay attention.
Moses, go, return into Egypt. And Moses took his wife and his son, and he returned to the land of Egypt.
And Moses took the rod of God in his hand.
Hear that? The rod of God in his hand, which is a magic wand, people. Don't be dumb. As you could see, 5 and 1 for your 6, 1 and 2 for your 3. That's the coding for 3 6s. And they show you that this is in Exodus. You better wake your ass up.
Let the ambassador from Priam, king of Troy, approach the Pharaoh.
Now remember the Pharaoh people, and take a look at this right here. They tell you that back in the days, people used to bring gifts to the so-called Pharaoh. Pay attention.
Our thanks to Priam. It is fabulous indeed.
It shimmers like the Nile. What is it?
How is it made?
No one knows, great Pharaoh. It is spun on the looms of the gods.
It's spin on the loom of the gods. They show you people that it is a mockery. Silk, the cloth right there, people. It's spin on the wheels of the gods. I told you people, what do they call God in the satanic earth? That's what you need to ask yourself. What they really calling God, who they referring to as God. Pay attention right here.
They call it silk.
The ambassador from Jericho.
His wife.
There you go.
What kingdom has sent you? The kingdom of the Most High. These must be ambassadors from an Indian tribe.
Bedouins?
What gifts do you bring? We bring you the word of God.
And if you notice, people, watch the serpent in the forehead right there. They tell you that basically this right here is the devil shit right here in plain sight. That's why they tell you these people have it on, the pharaohs, because they're wicked people. Okay, there you go. There you go.
What is this word?
Thus saith the Lord God of Israel. Let my
Lord God of Israel. Wow, I told you they set up this nice for the dumb people. They never get it. And of course, people, they will delete this video. As simple as you see it right here. They will delete it because it connects to a lot of fucking fakery and the masses.
people go.
The slaves are mine. Their lives are mine. All that they own is mine.
Yes, the slaves and all that they own is his right here, so-called. They're trying to tell you that Jews was under bondage. And of course, they say you that shit all the way up to the 1930s. You understand? Nothing but fakery for the dumb people. Fake victim they give the masses.
I do not know your God. Nor will I let Israel go.
Who are you to make their lives bitter in hard bondage? Man shall be ruled by law, not by the will of other men.
You hear that? Man should be ruled by law. You hear why he said law, not by the will of other man. So who the hell make the laws on earth? You think it's God himself? It's dumb shit for the dumb people. Don't believe in it.
Who is this God that I should let your people go?
Aaron, cast down my staff before Pharaoh.
Cast down
He
my
may
staff.
see the power of God.
And look what they're gonna show you for the power of God. I told you, you need to read these signs and symbols that they give you. Of course, pay attention. They never give you nothing straight. Parables and all. You need to figure it out. Watch the work, the miracle that he's so-called working to prove that God is real. Right here.
In this you shall know that the Lord is God.
You see? You're going to know that the Lord is God right there. You see that? Because the staff, the so-called rod, I wish I told you it's a magic wand. He threw it on the ground and it turned into a serpent. That to prove that God is real. What I tell you, people, what they tell you in the Bible story about the Adam and Eve and the serpent, you need to wake your ass up. It represents the same devil. There you go right here.
Mother! He turned his staff into a cobra.
Nothing but bullshit for the masses.
Nothing of his will harm you, my son.
The power of your God is a cheap magician's trick.
cheap magician trick. Because that's all they give the masses. Nothing but trickery for the dumb folks, the people with light head, and decide to believe everything that come from the establishment. That make you stupid.
Janice.
There you go right here, people. Watch this. So they also tore down their staff and it turned into snake. But I told you already, people, this is in Exodus. Right there it show you what you think. Serpent.
Mother, look!
So basically, they're trying to tell you that they have a whole bunch of gods, so-called, back in the days, of what they believe in. And his God, so-called, is Moses right here. Because his God is more powerful, because you see the serpent gonna eat their serpents. You understand? That's what they're selling the people. It's nothing but fakery they give the masses. Make believe.
Janice, you see?
Moses' serpent swallows up the others.
There you go. And of course, this will prove that God is real. Wow, I told you, people, wake up.
You gave me this staff to rule over scorpions and serpents, but God made it a rod to rule over kings.
You hear that? God make it a rod to rule over kings. Right there, the stick. So the power of God is coming through this stick right here, people. What that tell you? Black magic and the masses.
Hear his word, Ramses, and obey.
Ramses. Okay, there you go.
Obey? Moses. Are there no magicians in Egypt that you have come back to make serpents out of sticks? Or cause rabbits to appear? I will give your staff a greater wonder to perform. Bear it before your idol people and bid them make bricks without straw.
How can people make bricks without straw?
Bricks without straw. And of course, that's supposed to be a punishment to the people that working. They need to make brick without straw. And these people want the bricks to build a house. Yes, we'll let them do it. It's nothing but bullshit, people. You buy it? Come on.
Great God of the Nile, thy life-giving waters are the blood of Egypt.
Blood of Egypt. And I told you, people, nothing but sacrifice they sell you in the Bible. As you could see again, Exodus 7:1. There you go, people.
To thee, maker of barley, feeder of cattle, carrier of ships, praise of all the gods.
So they call this their God right here, an image. Basically, you understand? That's what they're selling the masses. And right now, people still worshiping image. Whether it's an image of a man, an image and idol, people still worship that shit today.
Pharaoh of Egypt, you have not yet obeyed the Lord. Let my people go. Point of a sword,
Let him rave on that
So
men.
only the people that's in captivity is actually God people, so-called. It's nothing but trash. These people come from where? They're from another God? It's nothing but crap, people. Wake your ass
Shall know
up.
him mad.
Obey the Lord, or he will raise his hand against the waters of the river.
You have come to bless the waters. You have come to curse them. You will learn if a God of shepherds is stronger than the gods of Pharaoh.
Gods of Pharaoh.
Water of
Here,
life.
all they're talking about is gods. Gods of. God is just a title, people. Just wake your ass up. Titles that the devil people get. They take it, basically. Wear that rank of gods. Wake your ass up, people.
Give drink to the desert. Make green the meadow.
Aaron, stretch out my staff against the waters.
There we go. See that, people? Now, what you gotta understand, as soon as the so-called water starts turning red, they say it's blood. Wow. It's nothing but bullshit, people. Just a dramatic story for the dumb people. 100%
Where is
garbage.
the river? It bleeds. The water turns to blood.
Yeah, the water turned to blood. Never said the water turned red, the water turned to blood. That's what I tell you, people. That's why they make it in a movie, to make it more convincing. That's what it is, people. Remember, you read the story from a Bible. If you see it in motion, it's easier for you to get. So they build it up. Just like you see they make so-called movies of all the fakeries that they do. They want you to get it because they create it for a reason. There you go right here, people.
Blood flows from the God.
Blood flow from the God. So this is a God right here. You understand what I'm saying, people? They trick the dumb masses. No doubt about it.
See how it spreads. It is blood. That you may know the power of the Lord. For 7 days Egypt will thirst. 7 days without...
Of course, it's 7 days, people. Just like you see the Exodus 7. It's another 7 to 1 5 again. That's what you need to get, people. All coding.
Water will fill every jug and jar. Pestilence will be everywhere.
For 7 times, 7 days. No magician's trick will set your people free. Sacred water, make pure the flood from which you came.
And God smote the land with all manner of plagues. But still Pharaoh's heart was hardened.
You hear that, people? So God basically plagued the land with all type of disease and everything, turned the water into blood. Yes, just to soften up the Pharaoh. You believe that, people? Wow, there you go. Only back in the days this could happen. This don't happen now in modern times. Why, people? That's what you need to ask yourself. This is nothing but a garbage story they made up for the Bible. Right here.
Great one, you hear the cry of Egypt.
They would cry louder if they had to make the bricks. Send them away.
The people have been plagued by thirst. They've been plagued by frogs, by lice, by flies, by sickness, by boils. They can endure no more.
Why do you bring this worker of evil before me?
The people desert their temples. They turn from the gods.
What gods? You prophets and priests made the gods that you may prey upon the fears of men.
Your prophet make the gods that you use to prey upon the fear of man. Bam. That's what they do, people. You understand me? This tell you right there in a nutshell. But you watch the movie, of course you're not going to listen to those few words that that person just say. Truth in plain sight. Pay attention.
What gods? You prophets and priests made the gods that you may prey upon the fears of men.
Exactly. And that's exactly why they created Jesus and everything else for the masses. You understand? They use it to prey upon the fear of man. 100% bam.
The Nile ran red, I too was afraid. Until word came of a mountain beyond the cataracts, which spewed red mud and poisoned the water. Was it the staff I gave you that caused all this? Was it the wonder of your God that fish should die and frogs should leave the waters? Was it the miracle that flies and lice should bloat upon their carrion, spread disease in both man and beast?
All of those shit that you see, people, plagues and everything, diseases, all that they give you, created by man. They're the one who do it to control people. That's what they do. And of course they're telling you that's what they do.
These
right here.
things were ordered by
But
themselves,
the gods do it.
not by any god. Now go.
That you may know these things are done of God.
He used the same word, people, that they use. They use the same word, God. You understand? Everybody saying, my God, their God. What's up with that God thing, babe? What is it? What that mean, people? It means it's just a rank. You understand me? Just a title. That's what they use for the God. And the Moses used the same thing to refer to so-called the Father. It's bullshit, people. Fake shit for the masses.
You shall see
and there in God doing the cross sign right there with the one in the hand.
hail fall from a clear sky and burn as fire upon the ground. You shall see darkness cover Egypt when the sun climbs high to noon. And you shall...
How did the Moses know all of this shit that he can do with this rod? before he even tried. How did he know that he can do all that shit with the one? It's bullshit, people. Just a storyline.
Know that God is God.
God
and bow
is God.
down to his will.
Nothing of this earth can make me bow to you, Moses.
Behold, the hail comes. When darkness has covered Egypt for 3 days.
So this man right here is a wicked man, holding people to ransom, basically. Hold them, have them working and everything, beat them. And you have this guy just right here, just running off at the mouth. It's nothing but trash for the dumb
The
folk.
ministers will send for me.
There you go, people. There you go, people. Ale. And of course, if you know what's ale, ale is a real suspect to me, because you can basically set ale on fire. No lie, people. It's supposed to be ice, but it basically support fire. If you put fire to it, it basically act like gasoline, people. What's going on? It's another man-made shit for the masses. There you go, people. Oil and brimstone.
The 3 days of darkness you have whined.
3 days of darkness, right there on the cording. Why you think everything in the Bible is corded, people? Always 3. Wow. There you go, people. Come on. Let's see.
For 400 years, the Israelites had lived as slaves in the land of Egypt.
400 years, people. The same fucking shit they give you with black slaves. They was in bondage for 400 years. Wow. Same fucking dumb shit they pass off as real.
100 years, the Israelites had lived as slaves in the land of Egypt. But under the leadership of Moses, God had brought them...
Israelites. Yes, they hold slave. They held slave in Egypt. They take all the Israelites from Egypt, from so-called Israelites, take the Israelites from Israel and bring them to Egypt to hold them hostage. You believe that, people? Wow.
Safely out of this country, through the Red Sea, and into the wilderness of sin. Once in the wilderness, there were many troubles. The desert heat, the weariness, the complaints. For there was no food in the desert, and the people were hungry. But Moses knew that God would supply their needs even in the wilderness.
So what you have to understand, yes, he do enough miracles with this one, the stick he got in the hand, so Pharaoh can let the people go. So now they're in the wilderness. Let's watch, because we go get all the way up to the 10 Commandments and break it down, show you it's just a fake shit.
And God did. Every day he sent manna for the Israelites to eat.
You hear that? Every day God send manna for the Israelites to eat. Manna don't fall no more. People, just wake your ass up. It's not real. It's a hoax. It's just a story. Story, comic book style for the masses. Wake your ass up. Watch this again.
Even in the wilderness. And God did. Every day he sent manna for the Israelites to eat.
What is manna, people? Is something like bread? How did manna fall from the sky, people? Just like they tell you Jesus feed a whole lot of people with so-called 5 fish and a loaf of bread. What they telling the masses, people, is nothing but trash.
Covered the ground every morning like white frost.
Wow.
One evening he also sent quail.
Cover the ground like white frost, people.
So the people had both meat and bread to eat on their journey.
And they send chickens too, quail, so they can have meat also. You believe it, people? Wow. Wow.
But before long, the people had a new complaint, and they turned against Moses in anger.
Why did you bring us out of Egypt? To kill us and our children and our cattle with thirst? Give us water. We need water.
Do you want us all to die of thirst?
Watch this, people.
What shall I do with these people? They are about to stone me.
So, of course, people, he know to do everything else with this one. Know how to do everything to convince the Pharaoh to let the people go. But now we have to go back and ask God right here when the people so-called asking him a whole lot of questions. There you go right there, people. You believe it? It's nothing but fake shit.
Then the Lord commanded Moses to take his rod and strike it against a rock.
So you see, God talked to him right there again. Tell him to strike the rod against the rock. There you go, people.
At once, water gushed out of the rock.
Wow.
And the people drank and were satisfied.
Wow, people. Do you believe me yet? Are you still believing this so-called fantasy story that they give you right here? This fantasy, people. That's all it is. It's nothing but fake. It's not real. There you go, people. You believe it?
And so they journeyed on in the wilderness until they came to the place where Moses had lived as a shepherd and where he had heard the Lord speaking to him from the burning bush.
You hear the Lord speaking to him from a burning bush. Mockery.
There, Jethro, the father-in-law of Moses, came out to meet him. And Moses welcomed Jethro with joy. The next day, Jethro watched while Moses sat to judge the people from morning till evening, settling every...
Start to judge the people from morning to evening. Judge the people.
Watched while Moses sat to judge the people from morning till evening, settling every kind of quarrel and complaint. And Jethro told Moses that he was making a mistake.
This is too much for you and also the people. Why don't you choose able men and make them judges over the people? Let them help you.
And so Moses decided to do as his father-in-law had suggested.
So Moses is basically was playing a judge. He was judges over the people. Wow.
Setting judges over the people. But judges were not enough. The Israelites needed laws to guide and govern them.
You hear that, people? They needed laws to guide and govern them, people. They're trying to tell you you could never live in this earth without rules and laws to guide you. Tell me, people, what rules and laws that guide you in this world? Wow, it's just to hold you in place, people. No laws is there to guide you. What's wrong, people? You believe this shit? Wow, come on.
All pure and dedicated hearts. So when the Israelites reached Mount Sinai and camped at the foot of the mount.
Mount Cyanide, people. Wow, they tell you cyanide is a poison. There you go again, people.
Moses brought the people out of the camp
Mount
to meet
Cyanide.
God.
Bullshit.
And Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke because the Lord descended upon it.
Yes, it's another volcano again. And the masses.
And God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God who brought thee out of Egypt.
Always I am, people. Do you believe that, people? Do you believe that's how God addressed himself, so-called? It's nothing but garbage. Don't believe in it. Don't believe in no story you get from the Bible. They all made up fantasy to trick the people.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Pay attention to the so-called commandment, people. Let's go back. Pay attention to the 10 commandment right here.
Not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
The Lord God in vain. Don't take the Lord God name in vain. What that mean, people? Meaning that Lord God is his name? Remember what he says his name is I am. So I am is the name. So Lord our God is not the name, right? Wow, I told you, people, it's nothing but trash for the dumb masses. What name you're not supposed to say in vain? We already know Lord and God is titles, not names. They're titles. Wake your ass up, people.
Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Honor thy father and thy mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery.
Adultery. Wow, I told you, people, this is garbage. First of all, it's a devil system they give you with the marriage. It's not from the Father himself. So that's what you need to get. You understand? That's to how to live in the satanic earth. That's rules and regulation for the satanic earth. Yes, it was made by the satanic people. They made those laws up. What you talking about, adultery? It's nothing but trash.
Adultery. Thou shalt not steal.
Thou shalt not
not bear false witness against thy neighbor.
Bear false witness. Bear false witness. So basically, God is supporting the so-called court system on earth. Bear false witness is nothing but crap, people. Wake your ass up. It's just modern times bullshit they teach the people. You understand what I mean? Every time they come back with one of these stories right here, this Moses and the 10 Commandments, you go wake up on it. In modern time, if you see this, you know it's crap. It's just fantasy, people. Just a storybook. 100%.
Thou shalt not covet. Shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet.
Wow, people. All man-made laws. 100% in. It's not real. Just fake shit. Tell you that it's come from God himself. The Father. Dumb on.
Then Moses wrote down all that the Lord had said and read the words of the covenant to the people. And he took half of the blood of the sacrifices and poured it again.
Half of the blood of the sacrifice. I told you, people, no sacrifice is good. You understand? It's never orchestrated by the Father himself, the Creator. That's what you need to know. That's devil shit. Blood and sacrifice. Devil.
Moses wrote down all that the Lord had said and read the words of the covenant to the people.
And he read the words of the covenant to the people. Watch this right here, people. Voodoo in plain sight.
Half of the blood of the sacrifices and poured it against the altar, and the other half he sprinkled on the people and said, This is the blood of the covenant, which the Lord...
He sprinkled blood on them, people. Is this real? Is this... I told you, people, nothing but witchcraft they teach the dumb folks.
...Lord had made on the basis of all he has said. After that, God called Moses up unto Mount Sinai to give him the law.
God called him back up to the mountain again, people. How God called him back to the mountain. Why did you believe this, people? Why they put it in the Bible? Why? Wow.
According to which God's people were to live. 40 days and 40 nights, Moses...
40 days and 40 nights. Why they couldn't just say do it for 40 days? Every 40 days is 40 nights. Just remember that, people. People don't count night different from day. 1 day is 1 day, and that's it. You carry a day and a night in a whole day. Why say 40 days and 40 nights? That's for the coding 44 and the masses.
On the mount. Was still on the mountain, the Israelites broke the very first commandment of the Lord.
There you go. The first commandment was broken because they make a gold calf. And I told you, people, this is trash. 100% in. So you telling me that the people out there in the wilderness, they're out there in the wilderness and they can build a cow out of gold? How did they do this right here, people? How did they melt it? How did they put it in a mold and all that right there in the wilderness? It's nothing but crap, people. Wake your ass up. Trash for the
when Moses delayed his coming down from the mountain, the people had asked Aaron to give them other gods to worship.
Give them other gods to worship. You see it? They're trying to tell you that there's no way the human being can stay put without have to worship in something. You understand? So Moses gone. They're not gonna worship God no more because Moses gone. So they have to build a calf real fast. So they have something to worship. You believe that's how the human being operate? Wow, I told you, after they dumb you down, of course they can sell you a religion and a god.
Half of gold, which the people worshipped with sacrifices and dancing.
Sacrifice and dancing, the same sacrifice shit that they give you with the Moses. That's how they do it, people. So they're telling you the evil do it and the good do it. The same sacrifice. Dumb on.
When Moses came down from the mountain with the stone tablets on which God had written his commandments, Joshua met him.
So God written the commandment on these tablets. Not give it to Moses. He never tell Moses and Moses write it down on the tablet. God write it down on the tablet, people. And you still take it and run. Even though you don't see God writing nothing in life. It's trash. There you go right there. Who named God? The question is, who is they calling God, people? That's a good question.
Near the camp, they heard the noise of the merrymaking. And when Moses saw his people worshiping the golden calf, he threw the stone tablets down on the ground in pain.
Pay attention to this right here, people, because this right here, they're gonna give you two versions of this ending of the so-called 10 Commandments smashing. Pay attention.
And broke them.
He broke them. He pushed the gold in the fire and let it burn. There you go.
What have these people done to you that you should bring such a great sin upon them? Don't be angry, Moses. You know yourself how bad these people are. They said to me, make us a God who will lead us.
Make us a God that will lead us. So they make the people is like blind sheep. You understand? Blind sheep always need a leader. And that's what it is, people. You play the weak, and that's why they so-called give you a leader. One from them that gonna lead you in the direction that they want you. Don't play the weak. That's what it's about.
Moses, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we don't know what has happened to him. So I said to them, let anyone who has gold jewelry take it off. And they gave it to me. I threw it into the fire, and out of it came this calf.
You hear that? He threw it in the fire, and out of it, he get this calf right there so they could worship.
Who is on the Lord's side?
Here we go.
Let him
Watch
come
this.
over to me.
Then the whole tribe of Levi came over to Moses. And Moses told them to slay all the Israelites who had worshipped the golden calf.
You hear that, people? He tell them to slay every one of them that was worshiping the so-called golden calf. Pull all the good guys over here, and the good guys gonna kill the bad guys. You believe that, people? And they're still selling you the so-called God of Moses as a good guy? Wake your ass up, people. What's wrong? They never chop up one of the people that were all them so-called slave, Pharaoh. They never chop none of them. So you can give them machete now to chop up the so-called Israelites, the good guys. This is bullshit, people. 100%. Pay attention again. Okay.
Came over to Moses. And Moses told them to slay all the Israelites who had worshipped the golden calf.
You see? Slay all of them that worship the golden calf. That's it right there, people. And watch what they go do. Pull their sword out, so-called chop them all up.
And so 3,000 people died.
3,000 people right there on the coding. Why everything in the Bible is coded. And if it's not coded, why they fall on those numbers? You never understand. 3 again, people. 3,000 got slain right there.
For their idolatry.
So you rescue them from the so-called Pharaoh because they're working. And you take them out here and you slaughter them. 3,000 of them? Wow. Wow.
The next day, Moses said to the people, I will go up again to the Lord. Perhaps he will forgive your sin.
Wow, people. After he already chopped them up, people, the 3,000 people are already dead that worship the golden calves. And he's still going back up there and say maybe God will forgive them. The people that he chop up? Wow, okay.
So Moses returned to the top of the mountain.
This is dumb. Dumb shit for the masses, man.
Oh, these people have done a great wrong. They have made for themselves a god of gold. But now, will you forgive them their sin? If not, take my name out of your book of life.
Take my name out of your book of light. I told you, people, it's nothing but trash. It's nothing real. If you believe that this actually happened, well, you're way dumber than I thought. There's no way, people, you can believe that this actually happened in life. It's nothing but a storybook shit. There you go.
But the Lord said to Moses, whoever has sinned against me, his name will I take out of my book. And afterwards the Lord told Moses to cut 2 tablets of stone like the first ones. And he wrote on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets.
Yes, so you see, Moses got to cut out the tablets, and then God wrote on them. You believe it, people?
Which Moses had broken.
Wow.
And when Aaron and all the people saw Moses, the skin of his face was shining brightly, and they were afraid to come near him. But Moses called to them, and when they came near, he repeated the commandments of the Lord.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Okay? Okay.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images.
Any graven images.
Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain.
Wow, the name Lord thy God in vain. And they never tell you what the Lord God name is. Wow.
So Moses told the people all that the Lord had commanded him on the mount, including instructions to build a tabernacle as a place of worship for his people.
You see that, people? Bam! And that's how you get your churches right there to continue the fucking fakery, and you never get it. What is this right here? God tell him to build temples, the church. There you go, people. I told you already. It's just the devil work you get on earth. Don't doubt when I tell you. There you go. Tabernacle.
The people obeyed the Lord's command and gladly brought their gifts. Gold, jewelry.
Bring their gift. Gold, jewelry, everything. You see that, people? What God gonna do with these jewelry, people? What God gonna do with these gold, so-called? You need to wake up, people. It's devil work on earth. This right here, it keep you in bondage, in a mental slavery, because you have to do something to get this gold, same thing as money. And now you give it up to the people who so-called teaching you about God. You need to wake up, people. It's a brainwash from back in the days, biblical day fakery. They used to brainwash the
fine
people.
linen and skins, and silver and bronze for building a tabernacle to the Lord.
There you go.
Then
And who was making these metals, people? Who was making copper? Who was making silver and gold? We already told you how it made. They have to make it, people. They have to make it. There's no metal that was found on earth without a man make it. That's what you need to know. There's no metal grow on no rock. Don't let them tell you that gold grow on rock. Where they get the gold from? They make it. Copper, silver, heavy metal on earth was made. So where those Asian people get these so-called golds and silver? Come on.
the workers began building the tabernacle and the ark that would contain the stone tablets on which the commandments of the Lord God were written. There were carvers of wood and those who worked with metals of gold, silver, and bronze.
Nothing but crap, people.
And there were weavers, embroiderers, and those who sewed the cloth, linens of blue, purple, and scarlet.
Yes, blue and purple. Okay.
And the work went forward until the ark and the tabernacle were completed. Then Moses and the children of Israel continued on their journey, carrying with them the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant, another fake for the dumb masses. They're buying everything they see or read in the Bible. They're not real people. They make up these fakeries, make a big old storybook that they call a Bible.
Confident
for
the Lord
masses.
God was with them.
Covered with purple cloth.
Later, as they came near the promised land of Canaan, Moses sent 12 scouts to explore the land.
12 scouts for your number 3.
But when the spies came back to Moses, they brought back frightening reports.
Spies, he call them spies.
We can't conquer this land. All the people are giants. We are just grasshoppers compared to them.
We can't conquer this land. The people is just giants. Let's see, people, it's garbage.
If only we had died in Egypt or could die in this wilderness.
Why has the Lord brought us into this land? Just to have our enemies kill us and take away our wives and children?
Let us appoint a leader and go back to Egypt.
Watch this right here,
Don't believe
brother.
these evil reports. Caleb and I saw the land, and it was a good land. A land that flowed with milk and honey. If the Lord...
A land that filled with milk and honey. And don't worry about it, people. They sell you that milk and honey is in heaven. But what you gotta understand, what kind of milk they're talking about? They never say they see cows that they get milk from. But they see milk and honey. They don't see no bee that make honey. But they got honey. What going on, people? Milk and honey? What the fuck is milk? Come on.
Pleased with us, he will bring us into this land and give it to us, for God is with us. No, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And because the Israelites did not believe in God's promise, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying,
Wow. They don't believe him. So the Lord speak to Moses again. Didn't speak to the people that don't believe. Speak to Moses.
Because all those men have seen my glory and my miracles, which I did in
glory and my miracles.
Egypt and in the wilderness, and have not trusted me now these 10 times, they shall not see the land which I promised to their fathers.
They shall not see the land that I promised to their father. The same land that they promised to you today, selling you the land, heaven, is the same thing, people. It's the same damn thing they sell you. Yes, the promised land. You remember Martin Luther King in his last speech tell you that he saw the promised land and that's where he going? Nothing but fakery for the masses. Government puppets they put on to push their damn fakery. There you go.
And so the children of Israel were made to wander in the wilderness 40 years. On and on they wandered.
Why they call them the children of Israel, even though they're grown folks?
And the way was long, and again they complained. So one day God sent poisonous snakes to punish the Israelites.
You hear that? God sent poisonous snakes to so-called basically scare them. What are they gonna do? Make them a believer with serpents? This is bullshit right here, people. The same people that God sent Moses to save, God is now plaguing them with poisonous snakes. This is stupid.
And the way was long, and again they complained. So one day God sent poisonous snakes to punish the Israelites.
Wow. Punish them.
And many of them died.
There you go, people. Many of them died. Why did God didn't just leave them in Egypt? They wasn't dying. They were just working. If they're slaves, and now God sent Moses to free them, and then God killing them. Moses done chop up 3,000 of them, and now you send snake to bite them up again. The so-called guys that you send Moses to free? How do you believe this story, people?
Then the people repented and went to Moses.
They repent and went to Moses.
Sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against you.
Pray to the Lord to take these snakes away from us. We beg you.
Pray to the Lord to take the snakes away.
Again Moses prayed for the people, asking God.
There you go, people. What do you think he do? Remember, they tell you the first commandment. Don't worship no idol, nobody else, nothing else. Don't make no graven image and worship it. And there you go again, people. He made the covenant or the goal. And what do you see him bow down to right there? He used to talk to God before this so-called ark right here. The ark of the covenant wasn't there when he was talking to God all this time. God giving him all the advice all the way up to now. Why is he praying to this now? Wow.
To forgive them.
Wow.
Then the Lord spoke to Moses.
Wow. Now he praying to the covenant, people. Is this backwards or what? They just tell you don't make no image and worship it. He bowed down in front of the covenant right there. What that tell you, people? Wake your ass up. It's just a dumb down
Make
shit.
a snake of copper and set it on a pole.
Oh, copper.
When anyone who is bitten looks on it, he will live.
Wow. You believe that, people? They're telling you that this is a real story. It's in the Bible, people. It's in the Bible. And don't worry about it. All the stories in the Bible sound the same. Just like this right here. Serpents.
Moses did what the Lord told him.
And make another copper snake. A snake out of copper, people.
Those who had been bitten and looked upon the copper snake stayed alive.
Wow.
So once again the people of Israel saw how the Lord was able to save them.
Wow, the Lord was be able to save them, even though it's the Lord that give them the plague in the first place with the serpents. Wow, this is crazy right here.
But the wandering in the wilderness continued until 40 years had passed, and those who had not trusted in the Lord had died.
You hear that, people? They're walking for 40 fucking years till all the people that don't believe died. You believe it, people? 40 years. Wow, 40 years worth of walking is worse than if you're damn slave. If you're in slavery and working for free, than walking for 40 years. Wow, people. That's a dumb shit for the masses. So you free the people and have them walking for 40 years till they die?
Only their children remain to enter the land of promise.
Wow, only their children remain to walk in the land of promise.
Last the Israelites came to the plains of Moab.
seen all that the Lord did for you during the 40 years in the wilderness.
Wow.
Therefore,
40 years in the wilderness, people. 40 years.
keep the commandments
Wow.
and do them. And the Lord your God will raise up a prophet for you who will be one of you, an Israelite.
You hear that, people? Now he's setting the stage for the so-called Jesus. Wow.
Your God will raise up a prophet for you who will be one of you, an Israelite, like myself. Listen to him. And the Lord, our God, will bring you to the land that your fathers owned, and you will possess it.
Wow. There you go, people. The land. Wow. I guess that's what everybody's life is based upon.
The hosts will do battle for us.
As you could see him doing the cross sign again right there with the damn arc and hand, the damn stick that represent the magic wand doing magic work on the masses.
Behold his mighty hand.
He used the magic wand to part the Red Sea, so-called. Right here, they tell you it's a sea that he part. Right there, people. What is this they're giving the masses? I told you already, people. Just fantasy, nothing real from the Bible, not even one.
The wind opens the sea.
God opens the sea with the blast of his nostrils.
God opened the sea with the blast from his nostrils. Wow, there you go, people.
Lead them through the midst of the waters. His will be done.
He opens the waters before them, and he bars our way with fire. Let us go.
And if you notice, people, look at this right here. Nothing but Freemasonry with the eagles and the wings. Don't sleep on it, people. Nothing but fake.
This place, men cannot fight against a God.
Better to die in battle with a God than live in shame.
Praise God and down into it.
And of course, they get dry ground to run on. The ground is dried, not sappy or saturated with water. It's dried. The water just peeled up to the side, and the ground is dried. You believe that? It's just fit for a movie. That's all it is. Just storyline they feed the masses with the Bible. There is no story that's in it that's real. I don't care if you're mad at the mag. I'm the big bam. Of course, no doubt about it. I'm gone.